Hi, today in the review of 10 new movies of 2023 and 2024 that are already available in good quality. I hope that each of you will find something new for yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And here we go. The 10th place belongs to the movie Damsel. Once upon a time in a kingdom depleted by hunger and poverty, the king receives an unexpected marriage proposal from a powerful southern state. They ask to marry Princess Alasdair to young Prince Henry, who, having heard legends of her beauty, has long dreamed of finding her. Seeing this as a chance to save his kingdom, the king agrees, and soon the entourage sets off south. Alasdair resigned herself to her fate and agreed to sacrifice her personal happiness for the good of the people. Upon arrival, surrounded by wealth, flowers and enchanting scenery, a wedding was performed. But the joy was short-lived. After the ceremony, the young bride is sent for a traditional rite in the mountains. There a terrible betrayal awaits her. Henry pushes Alasdair into the abyss. As it turned out, many years ago the king killed the dragon's cubs, and since then each generation must make 3 sacrifices to the dragon. The kings found a workaround by sacrificing brides from other lands. Now Alasdair is in the abyss, and she must answer the ultimate question. Can she escape the darkness and find freedom? Ninth place went to the movie Little Wing. 13-year-old Caitlin is a smart and not by years a clever girl with a great sense of humor, but she has to go through a difficult time. Her parents divorce, and Kate loses not only her father, but also her home. Her mother owes for it $100,000. Determined to help the family, Kate searches for a way to get the money, and unexpectedly finds a way out among the birds. The girl steals a rare bird and sells it to local bandits, but the real owner of the feathered bird quickly finds it. Instead of taking the girl to the police, he offers Caitlin a deal to help get her pet back. A kind and touching movie that combines an interesting plot, unexpected twists and turns and excellent acting. An ideal choice for family viewing. Eighth place went to the movie 5 Pounds of Pressure. The movie is set in the gloomy streets of New York, where the protagonist, ex-convict Adam, after years spent in prison for murder, returns home to start over. He seeks to establish a relationship with his ex-wife and his son, who knows nothing about his father. However, his ex is adamantly opposed to their communication. Adam does not give up. He turns for support to an old friend, hoping that he can win the trust of his son. But soon Eli, the brother of the deceased, who is ready to do anything for revenge, learns about his release. The plot does not bring fresh ideas to the crime thriller, but the movie stands out for its gloomy atmosphere and heavy, but realistic picture. Gloomy brick buildings, dirty streets and disturbing interiors emphasize all the cruelty of what is happening. Thanks to this, the movie deserves attention. The 7th place I gave to the movie Upgraded. Anna, an intern at a prestigious auction house, lives with her sister, as the internship is unpaid. She has almost no money, and she tries her best to please her boss, because if she succeeds, she will get a permanent job. On the eve of a major auction, Anna finds a mistake in the catalog, which gives her a chance to prove herself. The girl is sent to London. There one aristocrat is going to sell a collection of antiques and paintings, inherited from her husband. On the plane, the next seat is occupied by a charming young man named William, who is returning to London to visit his mother. Anna does not miss the chance to get acquainted and pretends to be the director of the auction house. The feelings between them flare up, but the situation becomes complicated. In fact, Anna is an ordinary trainee who delivers coffee to the boss during the day and spends her evenings with friends. In addition, the auction is approaching, and the girl will have to give 100%. How long will Anna manage to maintain her image? You will find out the answer in the movie. The 6th place went to the movie Red Right Hand. The events unfold on a farm in the American countryside. Cash, a man with a heavy criminal record and a former drug addict, is trying to start a new life, helping the family of his late sister. His sister has died, leaving her husband and daughter to grieve. Vic, her spouse, is drowning in alcohol and debt, unaware of his addiction and unresponsive to criticism. Although he is attached to his family, his weakness only exacerbates his problems. especially when the debt hangs not to anyone, but to a dangerous local gang nicknamed the Cat. With an army of armed fighters and their own drug labs, this criminal gang holds the entire county in fear. Cash has a beef with the gang. He once quit drugs and broke up with the Cat, but the gang needs his skills again, and they're willing to do anything to get him back. Now, to protect his family, Cash will have to revisit his dark past and take up arms again. Fifth place went to the movie Roadhouse. The main character of the movie, Dalton, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, is a professional fighter who is going through hard times and has to moonlight on illegal part-time jobs. In search of stability and change, he gets a job as a bouncer in a roadside bar, where from the very first days he gets involved in scuffles with the local gang. Gradually his popularity grows, and with it the number of problems he has to solve. The movie, despite the simple plot and the usual plot, turned out to be spectacular. The acting is harmonious, each actor perfectly fit into his image. Especially worth noting the character played by McGregor. Charismatic, ruthless maniac, not inferior to Gyllenhaal in strength and charisma. However, the main advantage of the picture is the impressive staging of the fight scenes. Fourth place went to the movie Well Done. After the loss of his beloved wife, Andrew Blake, a successful though not young entrepreneur, decides to return to the place where their love story began. He arrives in France and finds the same luxurious mansion where their paths first crossed. By mistake he is mistaken for a new butler, but thanks to the help of the housekeeper Andrew is allowed to stay, on the condition that he plays the role of a servant, because outsiders are not accepted in the mansion. Agreeing for the sake of pleasant memories, Andrew takes on the duties of butler, and although he allows himself a few liberties, he manages to win the sympathy of the residents of the mansion. Perhaps it was not only the desire to remember the past that brought him here. The film turned out to be heartfelt and touching, filled with humor and worldly wisdom. Pleasant acting, a light plot and a good message make it an excellent choice for viewing. Third place went to the movie Perfect Days. Hirayama is a humble toilet cleaner who is passionate about reading, contemplating nature and listening to beautiful music. He lives in a minimalist house, sleeps on the floor among the books he reads before going to bed, has black and white dreams and wakes up to the sound of a broom. Each day is like a copy of the previous one, and nothing new seems to be on the horizon. However, a series of chance meetings and acquaintances begin to gradually change his life and himself. Special attention in the film is drawn to the camerawork, color palette, composition, choice of angles. The beautiful visual atmosphere of the movie encourages you to keep watching it. The second place I gave to the movie Suncoast. The drama, inspired by the director's personal story, is set in the mid-20s. The main character is 17-year-old Doris, for whom the last 6 years have been full of trials. Her older brother Max has been diagnosed with brain cancer, and the family's life has revolved around hospitals, examinations and drugs. Doris's father died when she was just 3 years old, and since then the family has been the responsibility of her mother Christina. Christina spent all her time with her son, and Doris helped her through this difficult struggle. When Max's condition worsened and he lost his sight and hearing, Christine was forced to move him to hospice care. For the first time, Doris has the opportunity to live like a normal teenager, and she soon makes new acquaintances. Among them is Paul, a middle-aged man who works near the hospital. He understands Doris' feelings, supports her and becomes like a father to her. The movie deeply reveals Doris's character and her inner struggle as she unexpectedly allows herself to live. But an important question remains. Is it possible to enjoy life and feel happiness when your loved one is on the brink of life and death? The first place went to the movie Poor Things. The events of the movie are set in London, where medical scientist Godwin Baxter, a victim of his father's medical experiments, creates in the walls of his house. He is a genius on the verge of madness, his ideas are bold and his research is full of cynicism. Godwin teaches students, performing unusual operations in front of them, and his ward Bella, who lives with him under the same roof, becomes a participant of his experimental life. Bella does not know how to control herself, reacts aggressively to any criticism and is completely indifferent to other people's wishes. The professor, despite her harshness, treats her with care, and she sees him as the main person in her life. The movie unfolds at a slow pace, allowing the viewer to get into its unique arthouse atmosphere. Thanks to the camera work and attention to detail, the picture has a unique aesthetic. Emma Stone created the image of Bella for this movie, one of the most daring and unusual in her career. I hope you found something new for you in this issue. If not, write in the comments what movies you would include in the selection. Thank you for watching. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to not miss new releases.